This is Imaginary Me, where we see through the illusion of the separate self. Welcome back. It's Imaginary Me. One question I get from time to time is, what effect has self-realization had on me? Well, of course, this podcast is called Imaginary Me, so I have to ask which me they're talking about. The me that is the eternal, infinite, timeless, boundless, aware being that I am. Well, self-realization is just the knowing of that, knowing your true nature as that. So self-realization has had no effect on that whatsoever, because that's always the case and forever the case. I think, though, what they mean by that is, what effect has self-realization had on the character in the movie, the me character, the imaginary me, the Michael character. So what I think they mean is, what are the effects of the integration of this understanding into the life of that imaginary character, the imaginary me, which is highly variable and fairly unique to every individual. So I thought about this a bit, and I can describe some of the changes or some of the integration of this understanding into the life of the character in two ways. What's present for the character and what's absent. So first, let me talk about what is present for the imaginary character that has experienced some of the integration of the qualities that self-realization brings. I would say, of course, more peace, a pervasive sense of ease and relaxation. There's much more happiness and a greater frequency of bliss. A greater love, perhaps, of solitude and silence. There's a lot of silence, which is interesting because one of the hallmarks of the imaginary character is most of the imaginary characters hate silence. They're uncomfortable with silence. But after self-realization, this character loves silence. There is a greatly lessened thought stream. Thinking doesn't happen for long stretches, mostly because there's not much energy going into it. Thought happens when it's needed. Yeah, there are occasional thoughts. They happen at random, but the thought stream has greatly lessened since self-realization. There's a greater sense of total freedom and lack of limitation. And I have to say that the sense of freedom and lack of limitation sometimes give way to what some might call recklessness. It's a shift into seeing that the so-called world is a playground. And there's now a freedom to play the character, to play the imaginary me with gusto even. You can have more fun with life, and I do. I don't feel driven by a need to do things in life, though. It's more like I feel the freedom just to play. And I see the world in a much more playful way than before. It's lost a lot of its seriousness. In fact, it's lost almost all its seriousness. Because why would you take a movie seriously? As long as you're watching the movie and playing a character in the movie when you feel like it, then why not have fun with it? And of course, at any moment you could step out of that role and no longer have to play it unless you need to. You're no longer compelled by the movie. And I have to say that also what's present is a heightened awareness of energy. I have indicated in other prior episodes of this podcast that I do energy work as a hobby for fun, and I've done that for a long time, not as a path toward anything, just for enjoyment. But with self-realization comes a heightened awareness of energy. For example, the negative effects of spending too much energy interacting with other people in the world as the character in the movie, rather than, say, as effortless being. there's an energy expenditure when you adopt the persona of the character and interact with people in the world through that. And you can feel that energetic deficit much more acutely than before. So let's switch now and talk about what's not there for the character after self-realization. And again, these are unique to every individual. There's no universal definition. However, most people will say, "Oh, I feel more peace, more love, more joy, less anxiety," that kind of stuff. That's pretty universal. But there are things that happen for each character in the movie individually. So what's absent? Well, first of all, there's no more seeking. No seeking at all. I see the truth of myself, and I could never be persuaded or made to doubt it. There's no possibility of questioning it. It just is what is. It's rock solid. So seeking has gone out the window. Now, do you read any more non-duality books or watch non-dual videos and teachers and that kind of thing? Occasionally I do, just for enjoyment, just because I love to hear people excited about this and talking about it, not from a need to grasp or solidify anything or gain more understanding. That has totally vanished. I feel no anxiety. I used to be a very anxious person way back, but I haven't felt anxiety for a long time. I just don't get anxious, which is probably one of the biggest changes for this character in the movie. The anxiety is left completely. No, I am a dad, so I do have concern for my kid. So I wouldn't call it anxiety, though. Maybe just concern. That still exists. The roles we play as parents or teachers or friends or spouse or whatever, those get modified. But there's concern doesn't vanish. You don't become indifferent to everybody, but there's no anxiety. And you let things flow a lot more easily. Let's see what else. I have no fear of death at all. I have also no concern for an afterlife at all. I am the totality. Anything that appears to me in this life or any other life appears within me and is made of me. I am the complete totality. I have no concern with death. What is death? Death means the body falls away. The mind falls away. Whatever. This form dissolves. The forms dissolve. And perhaps a new form arises, or a new form becomes apparent in your awareness. Or perhaps not. Either way, all of it is just appearances within you. It doesn't matter. The body and the mind and the whole world are just appearances within me, completely separate from me, but made of nothing but me. So what fear can I have? Appearances, they come and go. The body and the mind can come and go, and I remain unaffected. So lack of fear of death is a big change. In fact, one of the primary ones, I'd say. Life has lost all its seriousness. I indicated that a little while ago. I don't take life seriously anymore. Much to the annoyance of some people. It's all a movie. Have fun with it. You can have fun and play more than you used to. What else is absent? Well, I have a lessened interest in a lot of activities. Certainly, I don't do any dangerous sports, or I don't feel the need for a rush. I don't feel the need for any kind of improvement, self-improvement. Polishing the brick. Why would I ever want to improve the character? I mean, I have an interest in learning some new things. I may have some fun with it, but there's no grit your teeth and bear it and, take on a course of self-improvement in any way, or do dangerous activities for a rush, or other things. Like I don't watch much TV anymore. I have no interest in TV. Don't have an interest in a lot of music, hobbies, and the world at large. So I've lost interest in a lot of external things. I have no need at all for any entertainment. I just feel no need for entertainment whatsoever. Yeah, I have pretty much a complete lack of ambition as well, and I feel no need to achieve anything. So some people would think, "Oh my God, that's awful." But what freedom to be without ambition? Because what ambition for what? You're already the totality. What can you do to improve that? Nothing. You are everything. You are it. And all the masters throughout the ages have told you you are that, but you haven't believed them, have you? Well, believe them and act from that, if nothing else. Now, that's not to say that an interest may not arise and the character becomes interested in learning or doing something. That's great. It may evolve like that. That's not to say that you're actively trying to avoid these things. If the character wants to do something, the character does it. It all happens without any involvement from the character. No chooser, no doer, no decider. It's just happening, and that's fine. So, what things haven't changed so much? Well, let's see. Let's get real here. What things haven't changed for the character in this movie? There has been no great increase in patience. Ask my wife. So, no, I haven't become the world's most patient person. This body mind was wired for irritability and impatience and a degree of anger. And some of that is still residual. It has lessened greatly. And you can say impatience has increased somewhat. So in what ways? So let's get more specific. So there's been no great increase in patience, particularly around personal drama that's centered on fictional characters in the fictional movie. I just don't have much patience for personal drama. It's not that I don't care about people or situations. I do care, but I care in the right ways. I don't care in the wrong ways. So I don't involve myself in that. So it's not a complete lack of care. I would say it's not a grit your teeth and white knuckle care. It's gentler than that. But I don't have a lot of patience for personal drama in particular. What else has not changed so much? Well, flashes of irritability and anger arise from time to time, but the changes, they disappear almost instantaneously. Once I see the so-called invitations, as David Bingham most helpfully says, the invitations into irritability and anger. If you don't accept them, they just like peter out almost immediately. But since this body mind has been wired and has a habitual rut of decades of going there, it's easy to fall back into that. And that takes time to integrate the understanding into those deep recesses of the character. And it may never happen by the end of life of this character, but that's okay. But things like that do disappear very quickly. They don't hang around because they're not given any energy or interest. So when emotions arise, it's not my emotions. I'm not choosing to have them. They just are like thoughts. Emotions arise on their own automatically, and that's not a problem. That is no problem whatsoever. The problem comes when you identify with them and nurse them. And that gives them what? Energy and longevity. When you identify with the thoughts, think they're yours, think that you chose them, and you have an interest in them. That's what gives them energy. They don't have any energy apart from what you give them. And if you don't give them energy, they fade away almost instantaneously. They have no energy of their own, only what you give them. So they don't have anything to do with me. Emotions, thoughts, they arise on their own, have nothing to do with me at all. So their occasional arising doesn't really concern me. That's just part of the movie. I guess one other thing that hasn't changed that much with self-realization is I remain somewhat concerned and occasionally pissed off at the state of the world. So much suffering out there, especially the suffering of children and animals, and the tragic stupidity of so many high-ranking characters in the movie. And of course, none of that is anyone's personal problem. There are no persons acting independently. I can't point a finger and accuse someone of doing something. Now they'll suffer the consequences for it, but there's no people there doing things. It's the movie in action. It's automated. It's automatic. And that brings a certain understanding and ease to the otherwise perception of a world that's gone off the tracks. These are some things that I noted about what's different after self-realization. Don't go looking for all these things yourself. Say, well, Michael said that he has a greater love of solitude, but I love people so much, so I'm not there yet. No. Don't do that to yourself. Those are just invitations. Ignore them. If you've seen your true nature, that's it. That's self-realization, seeing your true nature. The integration of that understanding comes in an evolution. So don't expect certain results to prove or disprove your understanding. If you can see yourself as effortless being, effortless aware being, and you know it in every way, no one could ever shake your confidence in that because you've seen it. That's the marker right there, not the integration into the character's life, which comes over time and evolves over an entire lifetime of that character. So don't turn any of this into a problem for yourself, thinking, oh, I need to do this too. I need to feel that or don't feel this or that. Those are inconsequential. The evolution is different for every person. And there is no one single pathway for everybody's integration. It happens the way it happens. It happens to the imaginary character in whatever way the movie has it in store for that character. That's it. So I hope this has been a little bit helpful. It's a question I do get occasionally. And if you have other questions, shoot them to me. Be happy to answer them. That's all for now. Until next time, take care and enjoy yourself.